In this video, I'm going to show you how to build sales systems that augment your lead generation, enrichment, personalized outreach, sales campaign, data management, and how to pivot and split test faster. So this is going to be both a theoretical and a tactical video. I'm going to talk about exactly the theoretical foundations for how to do this, what tools to use, what the systems look like. Then we're going to go in and I'm actually going to screen share and walk you through some of the systems that we can build together. So let's dive right into it. So sales is a very manual process, right? It takes a lot of time to do lead generation, to enrich those leads, to validate the emails are actually true, to find enough data so that you can personalize messages, to do enough targeting focused outreach, to be able to narrow down the specific offers and to pull the analytics. So our goal with building sales automations and AI sales systems and agents is to streamline this process so that you can do these processes better, so that you can, the time that you go from idea, so the human still, like, we need human logic in a lot of these. Like, the AI is not going to do everything, but the AI can pretty much augment everything where the logic is needed and build out everything else. So we have execution and logic. And so the logic is, what offers are we selling? Who are we targeting? That's the things that we need to figure out for our business. Once we have those figured out, we use AI to basically systematize the rest of the process. So once we know who we're targeting, once we know what offer we're selling them, and once we know why, like, the pain point that they have, which is like basically just a basic business value prop, like what is the problem that my service is solving. Once we understand that, then we build a system to basically automate the pulling the leads, enriching the leads, personalizing the leads, adding the leads to campaigns, and then split testing different offers. And then we can use AI copywriting techniques like I've talked about in previous videos to actually streamline the copywriting process for these offers and sequences as well. And so the first step is finding and contacting targeted leads, right? So in order to do this step, we have to understand who we're targeting and how we're targeting them. So the best way to do this is to use some sort of platform like Apollo, Sales Navigator, Instantly, something like that, to be able to pull these leads. There's a couple techniques that I like, and mainly if we use Sales Navigator to find leads and then we enrich them, we're able to get all of their LinkedIn data, which helps us create targeted messages. So we're doing both of this to create highly targeted messages that are catered to that person and based on their LinkedIn data. So let's dive right into that. So basically what you need to do is get Sales Navigator. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to basically just go to their lead section, and you're going to end up on a page like this. And basically what you need to do is you want to say if the current job title is anything related to founder, co-founder, chief executive officer, founding partner, business partner, any of the decision makers in a company. And then what you're going to do is put, I live in the US, so put United States, the industry. And the biggest thing here is really that you're getting decision makers. And then we use the search field up here to say, who are we actually targeting? So let's say we're targeting digital marketing agencies. This is how we're going to pull this. So then once we grab this link, we're going to go over to Sales Navigator, to Phantom Buster. And that's actually going to allow us to take this URL from Sales Navigator. And once we have that URL, we can basically plug it into Phantom Buster, and we can get a list of leads. So let's say we're targeting digital marketing agencies. What we're going to do is we're going to create a phantom. This phantom is going to be the Sales Nav lead list export phantom. So the actual, what it's going to look like is Sales Navigator search export. We're going to set this up. So basically how we do that is we're going to go over here. We're going to click setup. And once we've set up this list, we're going to paste in the search URL that we just copied. We're going to click save. We're going to connect to LinkedIn. We're going to save. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click how many people we want. So let's say it's 1,000. And so this is what the process looks like. Whenever we run this, we're basically going to get a list of people that we can reach out to. And then this is when we start enriching them and adding them into our campaigns. So going back here, this is how we find, and I'll show you how we contact them. So enriching them. So there's a lot of different types of data that we can get, but really all of this data can be found on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, right? Any of this specific data that we're looking for, it's going to be in their summary, description, job description. We're going to have all the data that we need to send highly personalized messages if we pull their LinkedIn profiles. So that's exactly what that LinkedIn search export does. And the next thing that we're going to do is actually craft these messages. That's where we need a little bit of prompt engineering into the process. So in order to actually do this, we're going to have to open make.com. We're going to create a highly customized flow that's basically going to take that list and we're going to personalize the message. So once we get the list from Sales Navigator, we can basically export that entire list into some sort of Airtable or Google Sheets. And then once we have that list, we'll basically have all of the data that we need except for their email. So this is where we're going to go and create an email finder module in make.com. We're basically going to input the company name, full name, first name, last name that we get from that LinkedIn Sales Navigator export. We're going to generate an icebreaker message. So how we actually do this is that we basically say, here's all the data from LinkedIn. Generate me an icebreaker message. So we say, write a personalized icebreaker to be included in the cold email. Use the provided data from LinkedIn as context, output in JSON. And then at the bottom here, we add in specific aspects of the LinkedIn Sales Navigator lead list export. The most important thing here is really just the title, summary, title, description. If we had nothing but these, we would create a highly customized outreach message. And so this is something that I'm thinking about and that I'm split testing over time, and I'm actually going to be improving these prompts and writing better prompts over time so that we can really refine what this outreach message is. But what you need to know for now is that we're running it through a ChatGPT module here, which is basically just an API call to OpenAI, and we're using the data from the lead list, and now we also have their email. So whenever we parse out, because we output it in JSON, we want to get that specific outreach message as a variable, a JSON object, such that we're not getting those like, hey, like here is your LinkedIn here is your outreach message. Like we want it to be only, hey, name, saw X, Y, and Z on LinkedIn. That's really cool. Like whatever the personalization is. Then we're updating the record in Airtable to basically have this field in it. So this is what the process looks like. I'm going to create a more in-depth video in the future where I'm actually just going to walk through this entire process, and you're going to watch me do it live on a call and actually begin streamlining it. But for now, what you need to know is that this is exactly how you streamline the process of finding leads, enriching them, and then the next thing that we can do here is I've just been like kind of doing this manually while I've been really refining this process. But let's say you're using Instantly. What you can do then is as soon as you have that lead, you just add them to a campaign. So as soon as you have that lead, you can be pulling it from Phantom Buster, from Sales Nav, all this stuff. And then you're basically just going to be adding them to an Instantly campaign directly from this module. And so that is exactly how we go through this process. I'm gonna do a full demo where you can watch me actually set up all of these modules and run them on a call. But what you need to know for now is that this is what it looks like to use AI to augment your sales processes. And now if we go to Instantly, you'll actually be able to see Instantly's we're going to be able to split test. So right now, I don't really think, except for the icebreaker message, I don't really think it makes sense to have AI write the entirety of your email, because only you know what the specific details of your offer are, what your credibility is, this sort of thing. And so this is a lot of stuff that needs to be manual at the start, but as you get better at it, as you get better at crafting these prompts, using these systems, we're basically going to be able to create sales systems that run on autopilot, where we're literally just taking the meeting and booking the call and closing the deals. And so this is what I've been thinking about in terms of AI sales systems. Where's the gamma? And so the next thing is like, how do we actually nurture these people, right? So as of right now, agents are getting good enough to actually handle our inbox. So the strategy here is you set up between 50 and 100 inboxes, which allow you to send between 2,000 and 5,000 emails per day. And if you're doing that volume, it's going to cost you a lot of money to do that volume. But if you're getting a 1% response rate, you're getting 200 warm leads per day. And you can run any business off 200 warm leads per day. So that's a little bit of what the process looks like. Another thing is, how do we augment sort of data analysis here? The biggest thing is, how much does it actually cost to run these campaigns? It's going to cost anywhere in the ballpark of $200 to $2,000 per month to run these campaigns. But based on the amount of money that you put in, you'll be able to calculate. The biggest thing is response rates, opportunity win rate, average deal size, like what services are you selling, how much do they cost, how much did it take to, how much money did you have to spend in order to set up these campaigns and get that client through cold email, and what is the disparity between those two numbers, and that will give you your profit margin after you take into account how much it costs for client delivery and that sort of thing. So this is how I'm just beginning to think about augmenting sales systems with AI. As you can see here, there's the old way, the new way, AI systems, right? So there's this shift between old sales systems and new ones. And a lot of businesses are trying to figure out, how do I actually make this shift between old sales systems and new sales systems? And this is where the opportunity lies. If you can learn how to augment their current processes, if it's a new business, you just create all AI systems in your sales processes, and that's the most effective way. But if someone already has current sales systems in place, you don't want to just like scrap them all, because they've been working to some degree. So your job, if you want to actually position yourself as someone that builds these AI sales systems, is that you're going to augment their current system with AI processes. That means like you have specific intervention points, high leverage points that you figure out where to implement these AI systems in their business. Maybe they're using Zoom info. Maybe they're using some like slightly out of date way of capturing leads. What you do is you basically figure out where are they exporting those leads and importing them into their campaign. Boom, that's your intervention point. That's where you're going to build out an AI system to basically take the export from their current lead systems, augment it, create highly personalized messages, maybe enrich with LinkedIn data, which I'll show you how to do in a future video, and then send it to their campaign. So you're just like adding an extra step in their process, which is like from here to here. Now it goes through AI instead and increases the output of the lead list that they're exporting. In the future, agents will be able to just handle all of this, but we're not fully there right now. And so, yeah, this is how I'd start thinking about how to build sales automations, AI sales systems. And so, yeah, I hope you found this valuable, and subscribe.